On this episode of Pimp My Setup, I'm going to be talking about your setups you submitted for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more. So if you're interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact, because the show starts now.
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly with new special guests every week. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pimp My Setup, episode number 168, recorded live on December 18th, 2016. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly. And of course, as always, we are joined by producer Tom.
How's everybody doing?
Just like, how's everybody doing? Yes.
Your DJ for the night.
DJ, yeah, boy. So, if you guys are interested in submitting your setup, go to pimpmysetup.com/Q. That's all the info you need right there, readily available at all times. Other news, well, we're approaching Christmas. 1 week from today is Christmas. Of course, we're going to be live on Tuesday and Thursday as a build-up, but I want everybody to tune in on Christmas Eve, December 24th, if you're not familiar, at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be live for a special Christmas edition where maybe there will be a special visitor. Anyways, that's all I got for that. Let's hop into the first set of the day, submitted by Noah, who is 11, and he loves technology, gaming, and anything to do with YouTube. And if you want to check him out, his YouTube channel is Emerald Plays Things. So, taking a look at this. All right, first off, I did check out his YouTube, and here's the thing. He's kind of like a crazy ass kid. I was watching this one video called like Random Things or something, and he was just like up and down, like running around.
How old is he? 13?
11.
11, okay.
Yeah, like, I mean, crazy kid, but to know that he's 11 and he's doing YouTube and stuff, like, it's a very cool setup.
Just like you, man. You were like 12.
Yeah, I was 12 when I started YouTube, yeah. But here's the thing. All right, he's got the keyboard tray. You know, I'm not a fan of the keyboard tray. I don't think Tom's a fan of the keyboard tray.
Nope.
And especially when you have, I believe, the Razer mouse pad, the LED one or whatever the hell it's called. Firefly. Look at Tom knowing all these
I've done a lot of
terms.
spotlights.
Yeah, the Firefly, like, that should be shown off, man. And look at how much room you have. It's not like the desk isn't deep enough to hold it and you're just kind of being a little bit smart about it. But seriously, you need to kind of set yourself up to make the setup look badass, because those peripherals are actually two of the coolest things in your setup. You know, the monitors are nice and everything, and you know, you got some good accessories and whatnot, but like those will stick out and really improve the overall aesthetic. So I definitely think you need to put it up there. Trust me, you don't want to keep using the keyboard tray. Look how tight it is too. It just does not look ideal. So I would definitely recommend doing that. And then, I mean, the overall room, it looks like an 11-year-old's room. You know, he's got little things here and there. He actually has on the left side there like a ton of gum. That's what those containers are. And
he's got PS1 on the other side too.
Yeah, and he's also got some air duster. So hopefully, compressed air. Hopefully he's not sniffing that shit. But no, just kidding. So yeah, I mean, the overall setup from what we can see is not bad. You know, yeah, the cables from the peripherals, but they're, you know, in the second photo you can see those. They're going under the backboard. It's all good. I think it's fine. There's no problem with that. We can see it, but it's managed. All good in my book. But we can see in that photo all the games on top of the computer. We could just see it looks like a lot. So I definitely think a little bit of here and there moving and sort of like moving the webcam to actually be in a good spot, because it's like, why put it on top of your speaker? And just, you know, cleaning up here and there would really make a big difference. But you're 11 and it's a great start. Let's go to the next setup though, submitted by Nick. He's 14, and apparently he moved into his, first off, this, a lot of people update their photos. This guy didn't. So this is like his original submission from, I think, June or July, because that's like the waiting period right now. And he's like, yeah, I moved in a few months ago. So at this point, he's probably been in the house for about a year. And this is what we're looking at. And he's got a cat. So, you know, obviously points for that. But that's not the only cat we're going to see today. Stay tuned for that. But so yeah, taking a look at this. At first, I was like, this dude's going to hide all of his cables with his cat. And then all of a sudden, he sent that pic, and I was like, wow, that's pretty ballsy, all right? Because normally people try to hide it or whatever. So although I'm not giving him extra points, I will give him props for at least owning up to what he has. But the cable problem, huge problem. Also, they have covers for your outlets. It's really cool. It's actually a way to make it look nice, so it doesn't look like shit like that. So the plates are like super cheap. Get that, because it really will make a world of difference. But taking a look at the actual setup portion, it's not bad. It's not the most perfect desk for what you're working with. Usually having a monitor overlap or like hang off the side of a desk is a sign of a small desk. You need to get a bigger one. So that right monitor, I don't like how much it's sticking off. So really, it's not the best thing ever. Yeah, it has the storage, but look at your speakers. Especially the right one, it's just almost completely blocked. So regardless of speaker placement, your monitor shouldn't be hanging off. So if you had a bigger desk, you wouldn't have to be worried about the speakers, worried about the placement of the monitors, and you would have a lot more storage. And like, you have a cool looking computer. I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, it's Alienware, oh my god. But seriously, like, it looks cool. So why not show it off a little bit more? And put the console and stuff off to the side, hang up the headphones, and then theme. Of course, we're not seeing theme, and the chair looks like something I used at the library when I was in high school.
This looks like a library setup with the desk,
right? Like almost as if he's checked in at a library. He just starting his essay for school.
Yeah.
Definitely get that vibe. But if I went up to my library and they had dual monitors,
an Alienware case,
yeah, I'd be like, shit, I might have to stay here for a bit. But really, desk and theme. That's it. And probably paint. Yeah. Look at someone just said paint job by the window. Look at that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. I'm guessing because it's been almost a year that this has been like painted.
I would hope so.
That. And I hope that he realizes that he was on the episode and he would
but
send
normally,
me pictures.
Okay, like I'm not trying to sound like I'm a big deal or anything, but normally people get excited. They submit their setup, and Tom, there are people that send updated photos every goddamn day,
and then they ask why I haven't responded to them.
Yeah, it's like, we get it, they're coming through, okay. And it's like, I'm not being a dick by saying like stop sending them, but plan them out a bit, dude.
Yeah.
If you're on like episode 254 and you're sending updates already, like
rotated plant 60 degrees, this is how it looks now.
Yeah, people really, they do that. They're like, I took off this little thing on my desk.
I took off the pen because I don't think it was needed, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a little too bright for the photo. Anyways, so let's go to the next setup. This one is really badass. There's a lot of cool things about it. It's submitted by Juan, and here's the thing: don't know his age, don't know anything actually, because his email was literally all in Spanish. So obviously,
I know Spanish. I
could translate it and everything, but it was just like all the specs and stuff. Nothing personal about him. But give me 1 second. Okay. Anyways, so taking a look at it though, first glance, I was like, oh, and then I was like, and then I was like, and I was like, oh. So what I mean by that, and I'm gonna elaborate more on my problem with the desk. I think the setup is amazing, but the desk is holding it back just a bit. Just a bit. Actually a little bit more than a bit. So before I talk about that, let's just break it down. Triple monitors, speaker placement is great. Usability for his microphone is awesome. Soft box is great, except the only thing is not really equal lighting. Especially if his cam is right there. I think normally he would have his camera there. It's empty.
Yeah.
But that's not equal lighting, so it probably looks really harsh. But regardless, that's
it would have been better if he was facing that direction.
Yeah, then the light would make sense there. Otherwise, you need equal lighting. But whatever. That's cool. But I think computer placement, not ideal. Awesome case. I actually just got it like last month for myself, and it's sexy, dude. It's real. Anyways, but bad placement for that, and it actually kind of covers up your setup, especially if you're walking into the room, whatever. So not a fan of the placement of that. And then I really think he did a great job with being able to have the racing simulator and everything, but that's another thing. Usability gets kind of lost there in the desk. I'll talk about it. But look at the drawer. He did all the foam cut out. Like, I love that. I just don't have the patience to do it, but I love it. It looks so good. Kind of, you have this nice drawer and you can't really use it anymore because
Yeah, but it looks like there's stuff behind it. Like
Yeah.
behind it.
It is cool though, and I definitely think a lot of people should get into doing foam cutouts because it's like makes life so much easier when you want to just grab something. You don't have to like shovel
Like
through.
yeah, put your hand in, like
Yeah, like God, oh, it's all tangled up and blah blah. But yeah, so under the desk, that's the third photo. Gorgeous job, absolutely amazing. Really, just a wonderful setup. He did everything just beautifully. But here's the thing. It's not really his fault because it is a great desk, but I think for what he's doing, it's not going to work. He really needs to utilize that whole wall with just a straight up desk. He can do an L desks, but I don't think he should sit close to where the side piece is because look at the curve. Think about the overall usability. Think about the whole idea. I saw some people even say it in the chat. They seem to agree with me before I had even said it. It's not the best use of space. And I imagine that the case being on the left side or the right side of the monitors with the window facing out. Obviously you can't do that right now because of the size. You can still put a drawer off to the left or whatever and accomplish that. But if you had a wider desk, that's what I would do. It would make things look a lot nicer. Like I said, the desk isn't terrible, but it could definitely improve the overall aesthetics, especially if it was black. I think that would look really, really nice. But still a great setup nonetheless. And everybody in the chat is mainly saying he needs a bigger mouse pad. And I definitely agree. Extended mouse pads are sexy.
Now, does he lean his arm on top of the curvature of the table to use the mouse, or does he like hang it off and do a little like curve of
No,
his arm
he definitely puts it on the desk. That's what I've seen a lot of people do that. But that's the thing. Think about depending on his size. Like he's pretty close to the computer case, and it doesn't seem like the most. Looking at the curve, it just doesn't seem
comfortable.
Like it doesn't seem like the best thing ever. But I love everything besides the desk. I think
a white desk would be nice because it's contrasting. Like
that's
the
true.
wall is kind of like grayish white, and
all the sound foam.
It'd be a nice contrast.
I think it would look great. Regardless, I really like it. And I wish I had like his Twitch stream. I don't think he linked that though.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go to the next setup submitted by Sam. He's 13. He plays paintball, plans on getting rid of the Mac Mini and Xbox 360 since he doesn't use them. And he has a paintball-based YouTube channel called Paintballer. So, I mean, this guy, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to search Paintballer on YouTube and I'm not going to see it because there's going to be a swarm of paintball videos. No, he popped right up. He was like the first channel that popped up.
But it's like an eye. It's like it's a one for the eye.
No, it's literally just paintballer.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, and I actually watched some of his videos, and pretty cool. He was just like, paintballs.
It's scary to get hit by one of those.
Yeah, I was watching videos. It actually led me down a rabbit hole where I was watching videos of people, like kids getting hit by them and they're like crying. And this one kid broke his gun because he was so angry because he's like, I'm out, surrender. And they shoot him and he's like, I said I'm out. And he's like smashing his gun or whatever. Anyways, yeah, back to this setup. Really awesome overall. Aesthetically, it's pleasing. In categories, it really knocks a lot of the scores out of the park. And I'm happy he said that he wants to get rid of the Xbox 360. Not that I really cared too much about that. Obviously, I don't like that they're humping each other in that little cube. It's not ideal, especially
it's like
for
father
airflow.
And son. It's like a PS4 in between. It's just a whole mess.
You don't want to cover up all those air holes, my dude. Especially letting them do the naughty. But yeah, taking a look at the Mac Mini, I was like, oh. But he's got a piece, okay, and he's got the keyboard and mouse off to the right side. Yeah, I think for the photo, I would have at least just taken the keyboard and mouse off.
Yeah.
Because doesn't that make you think that he actually swaps in between them, and then you think about the usability?
Yeah, I don't know how you use that. Like, does he have another? Like, does he just switch out?
It probably goes into one of those monitors, and then I think that really confused.
Yeah, just if you would have taken it off, it would have been like. Whatever, like he has that Mac Mini in the corner.
Yeah, I would have thought maybe it's like a server. Maybe he's using it to host some like media, whatever. But having that there, I'm like, oh, does he really switch in between that? It kind of seems like a bad idea. Nonetheless, though, he explained it, but still taking off points for idea of usability there. I love how clean the shelves are, though. The games and everything. But I also thought, looking at the shelves, I was like, wait a second. that's a calyx that goes all the way to the end, and those are drawers. So how does he? But
I guess he just sacrifices those drawers so that he can use the open shelves properly.
But I don't get that though. Why put the double drawer inserts into those cubes? It just seems a little bit odd to me. So I think that it was sort of like a last minute thing, like whatever. Because normally you could at least leave it open, but like putting the drawer inserts, a little weird.
Yeah.
So that part of it I was a bit confused with. But I like the overall white. It's not often we see like all white with like a nice LED addition to it that really works. I think the walls are super cool, like the Call of Duty and stuff. Yeah, I would like to see some of it framed. I'm sure framing that Call of Duty one would be a bitch and a half. But like the Halo one, I think the overall placement could be a little bit nicer. But I like it. The simplicity is there. If this is your setup, Tom, what's the next thing you're changing other than the Mac Mini stuff?
If there's any other part of your room that needs like, drawers or whatever, I would move that calyx shelf like somewhere else.
Yeah.
To be honest, like unless you absolutely need it, then leave it, I guess. But I don't know why you would take off the drawers. Like you weren't even using them. It's like what's
it's a
the
waste
point
of
just
space.
having them?
Unless he keeps his drugs there and his mom can't find them, kind of thing.
Isn't there like the one that you have, the entertainment table? Like,
He has the same one I have.
yeah, but like he just didn't. He put the drawers in. That's all he did, right?
Yeah, they're just inserts, like $10 each.
I would just. I don't know.
Or if anything, put the drawers into the other one where the games are.
Yeah.
Something like that. I think that would have made more sense. But they have the smaller calyx, which is literally just.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, why didn't you just get like that? Like,
it's the 4 cubes.
The 4 cube, and that's it.
Yes, obviously the corner would be empty, but I think he could figure it out. Regardless, a nice overall aesthetically pleasing setup. And he's 13, so, and I don't want to say anything else because I don't want him to shoot me with a paintball. So, really though. So, anyways, this next setup is submitted by a fellow Matt. This Matt is 5 years younger, coming in at 15 years old. Now, fun fact of the day: he does not PC game. He actually plays Xbox. So, off to a great start. No, I'm kidding. I play Xbox all the time. So, knowing that he's 15,
where is the Xbox?
The Xbox is in your heart, Tom.
There, I don't see it. Maybe
think
it's in the keyboard tray? But I don't see it.
I think it's behind the TV.
Either way, that's terrible.
Yeah, the usability function is just lost there. Okay. He's 15, and we just looked at a 13-year-old setup that just shat on this. Now, sure, money could be a factor, blah, 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 but it's not like this kid doesn't have awesome shit. Like,
damn,
he's got cool stuff, and it's just not good. First off, the first thing that really rubbed me the wrong way was just how he squished himself in to the smaller side of the desk, right?
Yeah.
Think about the left side, way bigger. But he decided, no, I want to be on the smaller side. And you know what? To make it even better, I'm going to put my huge ass PC right next to the monitor. So how does he move the mouse? Look at the mouse.
It's terrible.
The mouse is basically dry humping the computer case and the keyboard at the same time. How in the world do you move the mouse around? Really? I just don't get it. Just completely lost all respect for you, Matt. But really,
a fellow Matt.
Ruin the name Matt. Damn, the cables are a mess. Everything's a mess, man.
I mean, it's not a mess. Like the previous setup that had all the cables on the floor.
Yeah.
That was a mess. This one's just like,
I'm just over it. I'm just in the moment,
Yeah.
But seriously, the computer should be down on the floor, right where all those cables are, not in the corner, right to the right side. And then what you do is you put the TV on the other part of the desk, the left side, center it. And oh my God, all of a sudden it's usable.
And then you use your Xbox that's not an invisible sight, and you have that in the corner if it's not already in the corner.
And then you get the little desk shelves, and you put all the games into that with your controllers and everything. And then, oh my God, it's not that bad of a setup. And don't put the lamp on top of your computer. Angry Birds are so 2013. Get them out. I appreciate the idea behind the wool art, but I think you could just get away with like a $10 Call of Duty poster instead. I mean, I like what you're going for. I like the overall attempt. I see some Pro Syndicate swag. Just kind of frame it up, clean up the walls, get a theme going through. It just looks a little bit messy. But Tom, don't you think it would make sense to just move the TV to the other side and put the PC on the floor?
Honestly, if I was him, I would move to the larger side with the whole setup itself.
Yeah, but he's mainly an Xbox gamer.
Then do what Matt says, because Matt is usually right. So having that TV off to the left side, on the bigger side, so it doesn't seem like it's hitting the walls in that corner.
Yeah.
Just have it off to the left side.
Because if he's not on his computer as much as he's playing Xbox, then you want the more room for Xbox.
It's not like you can't see the monitor if you're playing Xbox on that left side of the desk. You can like literally just look to your right. No, there's the monitor. If you're watching a video or something like that.
Oh, so now you're on Matt's side, huh? Why not Matt's side?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why not Matt's side, huh? Anyways,
but I would really just
do something. Give up. At least put the PC on the floor.
I always hated those desks that have like the corner space, but it's like you can't use that for anything.
Yeah.
What are you gonna use that for?
You could put little kids there and then just like
a little animal and like close it over.
Yeah, right. Put a little fish tank there. You forget it's there. You knock it over. Anyways, let's go to the next setup. This next one's submitted by James.
God.
I said cats, right? Those are cats. Now, those are big motherfuckers. I mean, what? They look like wasted. The one on the left looks just like shit-faced. The one on the right, it's kind of like, yeah, it was a long night. They really take over the setup. If you go to the next photo, you can see just how big that one is. It looks like a dog.
Yeah.
Does that, right? It looks like a dog is laying on the desk. Oh my God. It's just, I saw that and I was laughing my ass off because there were more photos, but like, the two photos I put really kind of tell the story. But they were like, every photo, they were in like a different spot.
Post me, baby.
And plus, yeah, a lot of those people are saying cat hair. And those cats look like they definitely drop a lot of hair.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah. So, taking a look at this is submitted by James. He's 23. And at the time, he was like, oh, I'm having a kid, a little baby boy in November. And now, obviously, it's the end of December, basically. So, congratulations. It's great news. And he said that he's going for a DBZ and Nordic theme. But I don't see any of that. Maybe
there's Cell right there, and then there's Dragon Ball Z wallpaper. That's it.
But it's just wallpaper.
That could be part of the theme. Like when people like cars, they have cars with their wallpaper.
But then think about when they're actually using their setup and nothing else in the room tells a story.
Yeah, well, the desk doesn't help. That's all.
Yeah, I think the whole room doesn't help. Okay, so the thing is, looking at that photo, look at the floor. He has those tiles, right? And the idea is that he's not on carpet, and it makes, life easier when you're moving around your chair, blah, blah, blah. But think about this. He just goes like a few inches back, just a few more than he normally would. And all of a sudden, one wheel goes off. And then another second, the other wheel goes off. And then next thing you know, he's falling out of the damn chair. Especially because if you look at the right side of those tiles, it doesn't even, there's no tiles over there. So like literally one false movement.
Yeah.
And he's derailed. So I don't understand the idea there, because it looks like he's like, I found 7 tiles. I'm going to use them. It's like, I think should have more than the 7 tiles to actually go for that. And it should be completely lined up the wall. So not a big fan of that. I definitely think you need to either decide, are you going carpet or are you going tile? Now, the usability, if we look at the second photo, I'm not a fan of that either. The monitors should be touching. They should. So that, I don't like that. I think that the desk, like Tom said, it's not working, especially when you have the beige piece over there with Sprite and your computer, and then that ugly foot thing in the corner. So it's just kind of like, oh my God, how the hell did that happen? There is a ghost in here. Something just fell over.
Ghost of Christmas past.
Yeah, right? No, maybe.
Christmas now.
Oh, Scrooge. Yeah, so I think huge corner, small desk, big cats, no theme. Not
Red chair, green accessories.
Yeah, red chair, green accessories. Confused.
Christmas.
We should just write haikus for each setup.
And it seems like he has a lot of space, so I don't know why you don't just get a better desk. Like, use that space, like, use that L desk, put it there perfectly. No problem whatsoever.
I agree. And honestly, at this point, what I would say is maybe just sell everything and
sell the cats.
Put all the money towards your kid, and then maybe down the road you could start fresh. Anyways, let's go to the next setup submitted by Joe, who's 13. He's a casual gamer, and 13. Look at this setup. Wonderful setup. Great job. Oh my god.
On to the next setup.
What? Oh my god, next setup. No, but seriously, usability, great. I'd put the headphones on a headphone stand because that's really the only thing that we're seeing here that's like, and then also the placement of the posters, kind of not my favorite, only because it's like not centered to the monitor or even that wall. It's just like really close to the side. So it leaves this huge gap, which really seems a bit weird. Like the Captain America Marvel Avengers poster makes a lot more sense. It's centered to that portion of the desk. The Guardians of the Galaxy one doesn't make sense, and it leaves a huge gap. Not a fan. But holy white, this is like a white ass setup, like white. But he did a great job with contrast, makes it look nice. The games are all nice and kept clean, which is cool. I think isn't that the carbide whatever case in white? Why are we not seeing the window? Why not? I
don't know. Maybe it's a
little rotated.
Maybe it's on the other side. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like we rotate it, put it, because that's like the perfect corner presentation, right?
Yeah, because the headphones are there. Maybe that's why he's like, oh, I need the space for my headphones, so I can switch this around and rotate it.
Yeah, because I don't have a brain. The left side also just kind of looks a little random. The two things there, but I think is that his phone with the light on?
Yeah, I think it's reflecting off or something like that.
But yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to say about it. It's just like.
Good job.
Yeah, like, okay. Air 240, okay. Should still have a window, though, right? I don't know. Maybe he got it without a window. So let's go to the next setup. Submitted by Oliver. He's 21. He's a software developer. Enjoys photography. Plays Splatoon competitively. And his setup is designed for productivity. He's working on a new PC build, so he can finally have a sick-ass PC. And he's renting, so he can't use nails. And if you're wondering, he took the Wii U off the desk. I'm having a stroke. Off the desk to take a break until the new year. So, yes, if you're familiar with Splatoon, then you would know that it's a fun game. Except I've never played it, but I've watched videos. Have you seen Splatoon?
I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever watched it.
It's like the game where you go around with the gun, you paint it your color, and then the other team's trying to paint it their color. So you're like trying to see who can get that area painted more with your color. I think that's what it is. I don't know.
Okay.
I know it was like.
Was it like the Havo game where you're jumping on the.
Basically, except you're running around with a gun kind of thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Havo. Oh my God, that was a lot of fun. Was it like Bounce Ball or some shit? I don't know. But yeah, I mean, taking a look at this, this kind of looks like it looks like two things. One, someone came up to his desk and like stole everything that should have been on the shelves and, you know, like quickly ran away with whatever they could and of course left the really expensive stuff. And then
he's an idiot.
Yeah, they're like, I want everything except the nice stuff. Or it looks like he just literally built this desk, put it in the corner, and put a laptop, you know, monitor, mouse, microphone. That's what it looks like. So there's really not a lot to say about this.
Yeah.
The left side with the shelf, that's cool because it has, you know, it said he had stuff that he's been, you know, saving up for a long time, like, you know, things that mean something to him, that he just really enjoys. So I think that's really cool. He has this subwoofer there. He said it's not hooked up. It's going to be for his home theater setup when he gets that set up finally. So it's just sitting there for now. But I mean, people are like, it's a laptop. It's not a real setup. We've seen so many setups where it's ran off a laptop, but it just has a actual monitor as the main display. But here he's using the Mac, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So I know some people in the chat are like, oh my God, why is he even bothering with the Mac? Why not just put the thing in the I think it would have been nice had he put the monitor in the center, had an external keyboard, you know, like nothing crazy, just like a simple ass keyboard. And then, had the Mac in where the monitor is. He just swapped them. And that way it's like when he's at his desk, he at least has a real sort of like homey setup. And then when he's on the go, he just unplugs and brings his laptop. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know if you guys would agree with that, but I think that would make sense. Also, a mouse pad I feel like would be nice. I don't know how it is up against that desk. I usually hate using it against a surface like that. It's really aggravating. But nonetheless, I think the whole room just needs a little bit of love in. It doesn't matter if you can't use nails. There's a lot of different options. You don't want to use like command strips or whatever because it has the possibility of peeling paint even if you do it the right way. But they have literally blue tack. It's just blue, from school, Tom.
Yeah, blue tack. There's tape.
Yeah, they used it for tape. I mean, that's like the easiest way. But like, I think the blue tack can actually hold a bit of weight, and it's just like Play-Doh, and it just sticks on. And it would just like something, just a little something on that wall would make a big difference. But I think also overflow from the shelf to the left can go on the shelves to the side, and at least just bright, like give it a little something. It just seems a bit like, And a lot of people are saying repaint the shelf. That would be a great idea if it was white. It just seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, I think it looks okay.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. I just think the desk setup itself looks really sort of empty, but not bad. It's just a simple setup, so not much to say about that. Next setup, though, submitted by Bruce. Now we're going to stay on this photo because this was the original, which, I mean, it's not like super different from the next one, but it's cool to see some of the things that he did. So first off, this is Bruce. He's 17. He's from Singapore, preparing for the army, and he said that he worked his ass off to pay for everything all by himself, and he wants that to be known that he did not get money from his parents or anything, so we're gonna have to believe him there. So all right, this is his first photo. Now notice things like the monitor place, like how the monitor's set up, keep track of the computer case, and really I guess that would be the speakers, and I guess maybe something with the peripherals. But all right, next photo. He wrapped his case. He got new speakers. He mounted his monitor. Really interesting. But if you go to the next photo, you can see his cable management has, I think it improved if I remember correctly. I could just look, but I don't feel like it. Regardless, oh God, clean. And then this photo, you can see theme galore. He's got even another photo that shows that side. So really nice, but there are a few things that I'm not a fan of. But before I go and be a dick, because there's so much I love about this setup, but first of all, I think the main thing is the room just doesn't work for what he's doing. If he had a bigger room where the door wasn't so close and there wasn't a weird window there, it would be like insane. Like this setup would, you take this setup, you extract it, and you put it into a complete blank room that's a little bit bigger, it would be like almost 100. I'd probably give it 100. But let's talk about the things I don't like. If you go to the first photo, well, that photo, yeah. Usability, perfect. Look at the speakers. Look at the monitor. Look at all the peripherals. The computer is not in the way. It's not. It's there. He could see it, but it's not in the way. And that's something a lot of people don't do. I think he did a wonderful job with the actual desk portion. The headphones are under the desk. Everything he just literally got a 10 on. Wonderful. Did a really, really good job. The next photo, like I said, cable management, amazing. I mean, that really, I know some people, they don't really care about cable management and stuff like that, but you have to look at that and say, truly amazing. He got a 10 on that. Like a 10 on cable management, just amazing job. Now, the next photo is where we're going to see the issue, and I think a lot of you are probably realizing now what I'm referring to. TV. The TV is literally what killed his chance at a great score. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. He still got like a 94 or something. But, I mean, the TV, I just don't understand the idea, the thought process. I just don't get it. It does not make sense at all. The usability, you can't even explain to me that you cannot argue that would be comfortable. Unless it pulls out, which it probably doesn't. Even if it does, just not good. It's not, you know, I don't think it works. So I think the TV definitely kind of kills the whole like badassery that it has. And then you look at the rest of the setup and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, it is actually an awesome setup. The other thing is that's the door right there. So it's like he opens it up right up. He's got to be careful, like the poster frames and stuff. I would assume he can open the door all the way without hitting the desk. Otherwise, that's also bad planning. And I don't know about you guys, but I do think I love the theme. I love that he's got a little bit of everything. You know, literally a little bit of everything. I do think, though, it's a bit random and maybe a little bit too much at times. But that's why I'm saying if this guy had a complete new room, bigger, didn't have to worry about the door, didn't have to be worried about a window, imagine what he would be able to do. I mean, that stuff all against one wall and in like a really cool arrangement would look absolutely insane. So, Tom, do you like it?
I really like it. I mean, the TV is the only thing that you said like draws away from
you
getting
agree.
a really good. It seems a little weird, the placement. I would just not have it there to begin with, but I don't know what he uses it for, really, to be honest. But everything else looks really cool. Like, I like all the theme. You say it's too random and all that, but I think it shows off all his interests, and I think that's
what I said. It's great, but in this room, look at when he opens the door, he has to be careful he doesn't knock all of his posters down.
Yeah.
And his frames and stuff. You know what I mean? I think it's cool. Like you just said, and like I said, everything. It's not just Dragon Ball Z. It's not just Star Wars. It's not just all these like inspirational quotes. It's not just like this art that it looks like he did himself. It's everything. And he did an insane job. But don't you think if he had just a huge ass room and one wall that he could, like the clock and all, he could do like an insane arrangement?
He would nail it if he had a bigger room. But you know, he's working with what he has, and he did a great job.
Yeah, and he's only 17.
And he's only 17. That's even more crazy.
That's like the crazy part of it. So I really love it. And a few people have said that they don't like the curtain. I agree. Imagine if it was a blackout curtain. I think it would blend. It would look a little bit nicer. Plus, it looks like it's not even on there all the way.
It looks like, you know, a construction site where like they pull like the it kind of looks like that, where like it looks like a wide open window if you were to like push those curtains over.
Is it just like stapled in there?
I don't know.
I don't see a rod.
It's like underneath the molding. I think it's like
maybe he just tucked it under because the one fell out. Maybe it doesn't even have a curtain rod. So
yeah, I don't even know how the window looks like because you can't really tell at all.
Yeah. Interesting nonetheless. I really, really like that setup. The best of the day for sure. But yeah, the TV just kind of killed it. But that was it. Everything else got a 10. He got a 7 in usability. Anyways, taking a look at the setups. Noah got a 72. Nick with a 52. Juan with a 90. Which, by the way, that's Juan's setup, right? The next setup, Sam, he got a 90. Who did it better? Let me know in the comments down below. Matt with a 54. James with a 48. Joe with a 90. Also tied with a 90. Who do you think did it better? And then Oliver with an 86. And, of course, first place goes to Bruce. Before, after. Oh, my God. It's Bruce with a 94. Really, absolutely amazing. I loved that last setup. And I loved, really, all the 90s. You know, they were pretty even. I think that at the end of the day, I'd probably give Juan the first place out of them, and then Sam, and then Joe. But I also liked Sam a lot. I think Sam did a good job. I think Sam had more of a theme, whereas Juan had more of like a wow factor to most of it. It's like, wow, that was a cool idea. That was nice. But who would you choose, Tom?
I'd probably go with Sam.
Okay.
Just because I feel like, I don't know, there's more theme, and I think more theme personalities
more important. Yeah, that's true. I agree. Good job there to all those guys that submitted. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Pimp My Setup, episode number 168, almost at 58. We're live on December 18th, 2016. My name is Philly. Okay, bye.